Hello everyone, welcome to English and More. This is Shweta Roy, your English teacher. And guys, today we have come up with a very important topic: how to score 100% marks in your short questions. Yes guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to attempt your short questions so that you can score the maximum. So I will give you two examples, and I will also be talking about the kind of choices that you need to make so that you get the maximum score. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to talk about is from your sample paper, of course, and the question says, justify how Animals by Walt Whitman is a criticism of mankind and its ways. This question is taken from your sample paper. Okay, now let me teach you how to attempt this question. So you have to take a note that CBSE has distributed the 2 marks into content and expression. Okay, so 1 mark for content, the other mark for is expression. So I would suggest you go for the name of the poem and the poet as well. It creates a good impression. So you can begin in this manner. In the poem Animals, the poet, or you can also mention the name of the poet, says that he is more comfortable with animals than his own kind. So the moment you say the first line, it is already justified that the poem is talking about the criticism of mankind and its ways, right? Further go on to describe the pointers from the text. Give examples from the text to show how the poem talks about the criticism of mankind, right? So now you know the pointers. Animals are calm, they are self-contained, right? They do not suffer from the mania of owning things, they do not complain, they do not cry about their sins, etc, etc. Now you have to arrange and organize these pointers. So first, what you can do is you can just mentally think about the points. I know you have less time, so you cannot make a draft of the pointers, right? So mentally think of the points and then create your sentences. So you can then, your next sentence could be, animals are calm and content with themselves. They do not suffer from guilt over their actions or cry over their sins. Humans, on the other hand, are filled with the mania of owning things. You can also quote words from the poem. Okay, so that would suggest that you have a strong command over the poem, right? So mania of owning things. Animals do not make the poet sick discussing about their duties to God. Human society, on the other hand, so you are creating a contrast, and when you're creating a contrast with the animal world and the human society, you're automatically describing or talking about the criticism of mankind and how the poem talks about the criticism of mankind, right? So you can end your question with by the statement, human society is blemished by ego, hatred, hypocrisy, materialism, and fake display. The moment you point out all the flaws, see, you're pointing out all the flaws in just one line. So what you've done throughout the answer is the fact that you have made it very crisp, short, and also you have not missed out any point. So that is the takeaway, guys. You have to maintain the brevity. You have to make your answers crisp, but at the same time, you cannot miss out on the points. Okay, so that is why first step should be thinking about the points, creating a mental map in your mind about the points that you are supposed to frame into sentences. Now another question that I'm going to talk about is, again from your sample paper, which 2 issues about himself convinced Lomov about his decision to get married? Now this is a very straightforward and textual question. Again, one more tip that I would give you here is, when you get 2 questions, for example, you get a choice, right? So let's say you get a choice between the first question and this question. Please go for this kind of straightforward textual question. Okay, these textual questions are way more scoring than the questions which would require you to give a gist of the poem, the summary of the poem, the tone of the poem, right? There you have to be more creative, and these kind of questions, it's difficult to justify, to impress the examiner. Okay, so I would suggest you to please go for if you have a choice, of course, go for these scoring questions which ask you the answers directly from the text. Okay, so in this question, this is a very straightforward question. You can start by answering in this way. In the play Proposal, Lomov approaches his neighbor Shubukov. Why does he approach his neighbor Shubukov? To ask for Natalia's hand in marriage. Okay, now he wanted to get married to Natalia. Why? You have to give the reasons, of course. So first reason would be because of his age. He was at a critical age, 35 years. Okay, and that was his critical age. He wanted to settle down and lead a quiet life. Okay, second is his heart disease, right? He suffered from palpitation, a weak heart, and sleep sickness. So he wanted a companion who could take care of him. So see, you give 2 reasons and straight 2 out of 2. Okay, so that's why these type of questions are advisable to attempt. Okay, so I hope, guys, now the next thing is you have to practice practice answering these questions. So please frame your answers properly. And another very important point is take care of the tense. Please maintain the tense. Suggestion would be to write in past tense. Okay, if your question is in present tense, you can write your answers in present tense, but please take a note that you have written the entire answer in one tense. That is very, very important. And if a question is in past tense, please maintain the past tense. Okay, and please note grammatical errors, spelling errors. If you get more than 2 errors, half a mark would be deducted. So please make sure that you avoid any grammatical and spelling errors while writing your answers. So I hope that these pointers and these tips would help you to frame your answers in such a manner that you would be able to score up to 100% marks in your short questions. Happy learning, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. See you very soon in the next very important video. So please do not forget to like the video, share this amongst your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Bye. Take care.